Hello, and welcome to Shadow the Broker 111, Madness Unleashed. I am Jack, GMing this actually unscripted mission where we will be basically playing on the fly as we determine what obligation or duty has been rolled to justify our agents going out on a mission. With me, I have an assorted group of players who will introduce themselves while I roll the resources. Let's start with, I'm sorry, Katie.
And I'm Katie. I'm playing Nena. She is a Zeltron performer, actress lady.
Alright. Also, since actually I think this went over everything, I'm going to just roll again since we can't really have a mission until we have an imperative. After her, we have Leslie.
I'll be playing Lee. Lee is an assassin slash ranger who is learning about magic and force. Saber right now is helping him.
Alright. After him, we have Jeff.
Hello, I'm playing Rock, R0CK4, a battle droid who's been working for the broker for some time now.
Alright. And after him, we have Dee.
Hi, I'm Dee. I'm playing Dara. She is a gunslinging chiss, and she's been with the broker for quite a while now. Also doing a few taxi runs for her, and just trying to find info on her parents, if she can find it.
And finally, we have Ben.
I'm playing Bunker, who's a experimental rebellion combat droid who is pretty simple. His basic directive is just to serve as walking cover and protect anyone from the Alliance. Yeah.
Alright, I have basically hacked the system and just rolled a dice with as many sides as our obligation. And that has landed on 38, which hits Dara's family obligation to find her mother and father. Dee, do you have any more background on that, maybe to help me out a bit?
Yeah, they were Jedi in the Clone Wars, and that's all she knows. She knows they're alive, but has no idea where, if that helps.
Alright. Okay, now I think I can get this to work. Alright, I'll go ahead and say we begin, as most of our stories do, at the Altar Mountain Safe House. And while Dara is sleeping one night, she comes across a dream. Or rather, she has a dream. And she can see a planet with a single point of light on it. And as she looks around her and she kind of moves like a phantom through the planet's orbit, she can see scattered debris from the Clone Wars, discarded Venator Star Destroyers, a few Confederate vessels, even like a shattered Lukrehulk from the Trade Federation. And as she looks down on the planet, she sees wreckage, destruction, bodies, and she comes across on a battlefield one discarded lightsaber. And she feels that has some link to her parents. It might even have been one of theirs. But then, as she closes in to grasp it, a metallic hand pierces out of the ground and grabs her wrist. And she is pulled into the ground, and that's when she wakes up.
And she wakes up with a scream.
As you scream, you hear one... In fact, as you scream, you find the words escape your lips, even though you did not know to speak them. Magito.
Almost sounded like it said monkey toe, which was really different. But
Okay, monkey toe. Okay, let's have a look. Where are we? Come on. Sorry, I'm just having a plunge through the Chiss dictionary.
well, I guess upon hearing a scream in the middle of the night or whatever, Bunker would very unceremoniously bust through the door with his heavy repeating blaster already spinning up, seeing what's going on in this room. Looking for any Imperial infiltrators.
She's rattling off the words monkey toe in her native language.
I'm just wondering if Bunker would know anything at all about Magneto. He doesn't have much of an intellect to him, but he was made by a Mustafarian, a separatist Mustafarian.
Perhaps encountering a language he does not understand, he would find someone he thinks might. Maybe.
I.
Especially if, there's more chaos with Bunker, jumping in or whatever, Nena would then wake up and go in there and, what the hell are you guys doing? I'm trying to sleep.
She replies also back in in Chun. Bad dream.
I detected that an operative was in danger. Fortunately, it seems whatever was attacking her is now past. The night is safe. You may go back to sleep.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Does Vera look distressed still?
Yeah, she definitely looks distressed with some sweat pouring down her face.
All right, Nena would change her tone upon saying that and be like, "Dude, are you okay?"
Yeah, I've seen a planet for some weird reason, and there was a lightsaber on the ground. It had starships in pieces in orbit.
Weird.
Do you tell her the name?
The name? Oh yeah, she says translates as Magneto.
Hearing about a lightsaber, Nena would go knock on Lee's quarters to say, "Hey, dude, Dee's having some sort of dream with one of your guys', light stick things. Could you come and see what the hell's going on?"
Yeah, sure. Light stick. Okay. Sure. We'll see what we can do.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
All right. So Lee comes in. Maybe Dara recalls her dream as well as she can.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. Dara. I'm not too hip on the Jedi and all that kind of stuff. Only thing that I know about is with Saber and Gristle and some of the reports that I've read. We could go look it up and maybe go there. Maybe your parents were trying to send you a message.
Could be.
Just
be
like
the first time.
Just like I'm able to send animals a message, maybe there has some connection in sending you a message.
Yeah, it's possible. I may just have to go and hit the astrogation charts.
Right. I mean, if you want to go there, we probably want to bring somebody who was maybe beefy, just in case there are some Jedi or Sith. You know, I don't know who's good or who's bad, but
Nana
maybe,
would raise her hand. I always vote to bring muscle.
yeah, maybe we need to go
Oh yeah,
get,
muscle is always good,
yeah,
even if
maybe,
it's artificial muscle.
right, maybe we need to go
Bunker just
get,
leans to the side.
yeah, I mean, Rock is around, right? He can come with us too, if you don't mind, Bunker, all right?
Brock is probably standing in the doorway, rubbing his head, wondering what all the hubbub is about.
All right.
I was
Megito.
having the nicest dream of electric sheep.
That's a session for another day. All right. Megito is actually well known in the HoloNet. To uncover specific information about it will just be either an easy astrogation or education check.
Is it Outer Rim as well?
Actually, yes, it is an outer rim, so I'll let that apply as well.
Okay. Well, all of my stuff is all the same. So I can. Yeah. Okay. Yep. She's going to do an astrogation check.
Well, Lee's there. He doesn't know much, but, you know, he can tell you where not to look at.
Okay. What aren't we to look at?
Anything that's over on that side of the galaxy, I'm pretty sure it's not there.
What you mean? It's that way.
Exactly.
Okay. She'll start perusing the astrogation charts and cross-referencing with Outer Rim as well.
Rock, you still have your lightsabers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Dora had a dream about lightsabers. Are they all unique, or are they just like just clones of each other?
Well, seeing as how each, as far as I understand, each Padawan builds their own, so they're all unique. Maybe some unique themes within their construction, but they're all different.
And the difficulty for the checks.
One purple die.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, Megiddo is an outer rim world that was formerly in the hands of the Moon banking clans, the Moon being to use in it, and was originally an exporter of metals of various qualities, and was actually part of the Confederacy of Independent Systems during the Clone Wars, but was occupied by the Republic in the latter stage of the war, not long before it became the Empire. It has remained under Imperial occupation since then, with the native population being basically pressed into forced labor to pay off their debt to the galaxy, as far as the official Imperial channels are calling it. It is for the successes. There are known smuggling routes in and out of Megiddo that try to avoid the Imperial blockade that tries to regulate the exports of the materials to make sure they go straight to Imperial manufacturing hubs.
Okay.
So this is the last place you remember seeing your parents, or this was just all a part of the dream?
This was a dream. You know, well, with the order, they wouldn't bring kids with them now, would they? especially with all that fighting.
Okay, so I just, do you think we need more information before we just set off on a hunch of a dream? I mean, how often have you had dreams that have given you hunches or clues or anything like that? I mean, I don't mind going for, a weekend drive, but since we're going to be going into enemy territory,
This is the second one.
Oh, and I'll also point out that the planet is very cold. All tectonic activity on the planet had stopped millennia ago. So there's no volcanic activity to help heat the planet from the outside. I mean, inside out. And it's rather far from its star.
Neat.
That's okay. We've got suits in the armory.
Alright, so you know where Megiddo is, and you know a little bit about it. How would you like to approach the planet? Because there is an Imperial blockade regulating the flow of goods and people in and out.
do we have any like contacts that are in that part of the galaxy or anything like that, or there's just no man's land out there for us?
Well, let's look at the contacts tab. Let's see. So what is Megiddo nearby, or the planet of Mun? Are there any, am I muted? No, I'm not muted, okay.
No, I'm sorry, I'm
any-
looking myself.
Okay. What other systems are nearby?
The Megiddo system is in the Albarrio sector. Not seeing any familiar systems in here. It's in the Outer Rim Territory's northern tip, so relatively close to the corporate sector.
Yeah, I don't think we've really made a lot of contacts out that way.
Okay, well, at least if this is just around, if it turns out nothing, maybe we can establish some kind of contacts out there. So if we have to come out this way, and we can, know somebody.
Not a bad idea.
Yes, don't, please, use whatever Albarrio. You spell it right with just an AL in front of the B.
Sorry, that was me. El barrio is Spanish for the ghetto, essentially, or perhaps the neighborhood.
Well, apparently someone had a sense of humor when they wrote that. Very interesting. You need to consult the writers on that.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple places Lee might be interested in nearby, but I don't know if he'd have any contacts there. Is Dathomir near Adonia?
It's according to one of the maps I'm looking at. It's in the Quell sector, Queelii.
I have it in a completely different sector. What are you looking at?
I will grab the link and I will pop it in chat. But knowing my luck, all the maps are completely different.
I think perhaps we might get a bit too lost in the weeds here.
I'm looking at the map in the core book just to take a look. Lord Mantel's actually pretty close, so that's a place we know of. There's Dantooine that's close by. Lord Mantel's probably the most solid one we have that's like fairly close by.
I do think you have some friends in Ornamental, but might need to be refresh my memory about them.
It would be like Zod Consortium people from Nesco Power Queen, basically.
Hmm.
What? Leslie's audio fuzz cut in there. I couldn't quite hear you.
It would mainly be Zod Consortium people from Mask of the Pirate Queen.
Oh, yeah, they would definitely, you really got in their good graces after you captured after the agents captured the Pirate Queen, so they would probably hook you up with some smuggling contacts.
Excellent.
If you decide to pursue that route.
Yeah, I think that would be, as Lee looks at everybody, I think that would probably be maybe a safer way to go, right? I'm glad we all agree.
Yeah.
All right, well, without a dissenting vote, you guys will pop on over to Ordmantel and give up your, we met the Major Domo, but I can't quite remember her name, but you give her a call and ask for any help she can provide to get to Magito. And given the good status you got with the group last time, she'll offer up, she'll tell you that it may be up to the smugglers, but she'll point you in the direction of the trash heap Shadowport and tell them that they run the constant smuggling route in and out of Megiddo. That's where a lot of the scrap they pick up ends up before it gets shipped elsewhere.
Cool. Sounds like a plan. To the trash heap.
Alright. Typing this out for the report's benefit. But, alright. So, you have the coordinates, but you are still going to have to plot a course to get to the trash heap as they've put it in a bit of an awkward spot. So I'm going to need a 1 red, 1 purple astrogation check to plot a course to the Shadowport.
Okay, I'm going to use. Who's got the highest intellect?
I have 2.
No, I said highest.
It may
They
be
actually
2.
be tied for the highest.
Are we in Pippa, right? Pippa is...
Yeah, either that or we can use Pippa's ranks in astrogation,
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Yeah. Remember, Pippa does not have any intellect of her own. She only has ranks of
Yeah.
astrogation.
Yeah. So I'm going. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to use the 4 ranks of astrogation she's got, and I'm going to flip to add an extra green.
All right. As you jump into hyperspace, you feel pretty good about how this course is plotted. And when you come out, you actually notice that the trash heap has somewhat protected itself with the scrap that gives it its name. A large cloud of debris surrounds the Shadowport, making it a bit of a hazard for any smuggler.
Incoming traffic.
Yeah, precisely. You need to kind of prove yourself to be a good pilot in order to even access the Shadowport. However, you've plotted a course that gets you in a bit of a soft spot, so I'm just going to need 1 hard. It was actually a lot harder, if you could believe that, piloting check to get past the debris and land at the Shadowport.
And co-piloting wouldn't help, right?
No, you can roll an average co-piloting to get rid of the upgrade I flipped for.
All right, here we go. Trying to find a better course for you.
Alright, now it's just going to be a regular hard piloting check.
As Lee points the way.
Yeah, Lee's able to, maybe even through the force, he can sense the larger objects.
Flow.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a problem.
Oh yeah, and yeah, you pull through. You get a bit of sweat on your brow, so go ahead and take a strain for that threat. But as you pull in, you actually come into the large community hangar with a bit of some hoops and hollers being shouted at you. There are a lot of people who were impressed how you flew through the debris. In fact, yeah, go ahead. See if you can maybe describe how you expertly pilot the Sunflare through the debris cloud.
Okay, she takes it steady, and she, with the turns, she makes the back end flare out a bit just to give it a little bit more ease around the tunnels of the scrap debris. Drift, that's the word. Yeah, she drifts the back end round of the Sunflare each corner to to navigate the tunnels of scrap, and does like a loop to get into the Shadowport dock.
All right, yeah, and as you land, you get some good glances from a few pilots. Other people are actively, clapping for you. They appear quite impressed. You made a good first impression.
As she steps down the ramp, she takes a curtsy. She does a curtsy as she comes down the ramp.
And as you come down the ramp, you actually get approached by one Duros, good-looking Duros gentleman, nice, tall, slender man. Ha. And he comes up, clapping a bit as he approaches, and as you curtsy, he bows his head. He says, "Welcome to the trash heap, newcomer. I see you've quite mastered our little defenses."
Yeah, I think you could make it a little bit harder on the way out, on the final stretch. Put a couple more bits and bobs here and there.
Well, we have been thinking about putting mines in, but I'll look into it.
Ooh, that'd be very, very nice surprise for some people who get it wrong.
Indeed. So, what brings you to the trash heap?
We're in search for something.
Well, then perhaps we can come and talk over in my establishment. Run a nice little watering hole for anyone coming in and out of the sector. Come, bring your friends. Let us see if we can't work something out.
Yeah, sure. She'll do the hand gesture for we got ourselves a meeting.
All right. Are you all going to go with Dara, or some of you going to stay behind?
I think Nana would definitely go with Dara to help with in case any charm is needed or anything like that.
Rock's going to go with Dara.
Yeah, Lee's gonna go too, but he's gonna be looking anything suspicious, out of place, or anything like that, as much as he can.
Yeah, I think. So this place is like a shadow port, so it's pretty much anything goes here.
It looks like everyone seems pretty, they're all walking around heavily armed and armored, but there seems to be a bit of a civility. Like, you are noticing a few rough and toughs that seem to be wearing something akin to a uniform. Like, there does appear to be some sort of controlling authority, but it does appear that, this is a bit of a might makes right kind of place.
Yeah, Rock's kind of place.
Okay. Bunker's going to be absolutely strapped down, and he's just going to be with Lee. He's got like 7 guns on him. He's got a backup with a backup with a backup.
Yeah, I was just about to say, one empties, out comes another.
All right. As Bunker strides out of the Sunflare, a lot of the people who were approaching to get a look at Dara, the neat hotshot pilot, they immediately start backing away. Like, oh no, no one touch this guy.
Ah, it's okay. He's just a big softy.
Yeah, I guess Rock 2 would kind of have the same effect. So yeah, especially with Bunker and Rock, a lot of people are like, oh, nope, nope. Alright, so anyway, the guy introduces himself as Talon and gestures you into his nice little cantina, which appears to be a very popular spot. Like, he has to come up to what looks like a back room because there just isn't any room in the front hall. All the booths are full, and everyone is crowding at the bar looking at some pod racing game probably going on in the back end of nowhere. But yeah, he just used into a back room, and I just realized I can draw shapes. And he sits you around a table, breaks out a bottle of Corellian whiskey, shrugs as he just puts it on the table with a few glasses and just says, help yourself. But then he continues, so, come to the trash heap looking for something specific, or...
Well, it's not a something, to be honest. It's a someone.
Well, people usually try to come to these places to get lost. I might be able to provide what you need.
This actually happened a very, very long time ago. Before the rise of the Empire.
Oh, and he rubs his chin a bit as he thinks. Before the Empire, not a lot trash heap, but it's more of a twinkle in some Corellian's eye back then. Don't know how much I can help you there.
So Lee would just look at, or like, I mean, we're not really giving him a lot of information, and we were sent to him. So you just want to go ahead and just give him the information so he can possibly find what we're looking for.
Well, I'll be clear. The Zon Consortium sent you to Trash Heap. They didn't send you to someone in particular.
Oh, okay. So they didn't send us. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're trying to get onto Mikito.
Talon nods as he smiles a bit. Ah, yes, the Megiddo run. Bit of a trick, but you've reached a good starting point. In fact, you can say I have several friends who make the trip frequently. And he winks as he draws his own glass of the whiskey and downs it.
Whoa, he seems to be losing.
Giant exodus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard Leslie talking, and then he went quiet, and then everyone wasn't saying anything. And
Okay.
then started randomly dropping out one by one. So I
Yeah,
guess
that
maybe
was
we'll have
weird. We
one
lost
bit
like
there.
3 of you.
Oh, good. It wasn't just me then.
Yeah, so anyway, Lee was asking about getting to Megiddo, right? Or was that Dara?
That was Dara.
Okay, I get confused sometimes. But anyway, Dara was asking about getting to Megiddo, and Talon nods as he tells them that they're in the right spot if they want to get there, and he tells them how he actually has several friends who make the trip to Megiddo frequently, and he seems to give a bit of a wink and a smile at that.
So how close is this place to Megiddo then?
It's in the same sector. It's in a different system, though. It looks like it's in a relatively isolated system. But if you want to get around the Imperial blockade, you're going to have to start here. Interdictors lined up all along the trade route. Some of them off the Hydean Way.
Sounds like they're expecting trouble.
Yeah, well, when you've got a place like Megiddo exporting what it does, the Empire tries to make sure they get all of the stuff they deserve.
Yeah, we don't deserve any of it.
Well, not when the Imperial Navy is demanding more and more materials by the day.
Yeah, Dara pours herself a glass.
So I guess what's it going to cost us to get there?
Eh. The information is free, provided you make a promise or two. I fund these trips to Megiddo as long as I get a return on my investment. I am see no reason to charge you that much, or any at all.
I see no reason why this can't be mutually beneficial, Nana would say with a smile.
All right. Talon nods as he says, I have a group, some friends of mine, who made the run to Megiddo a while ago, and they haven't returned on schedule. If you can find out what happened to them, or better, bring me the shipment they were supposed to collect, I'll consider the information I give you now well paid for.
What's the shipment?
While it may surprise you, it's nothing that would actually be illegal if it were traded anywhere else in the galaxy. It's only the fact that it was mined on Megiddo that makes it difficult to procure. And he pulls up a holoprojector, and it shows several crates, and in the crates it looks like there are crystals. A rather rare variety of stygium crystals, I guess you could call them, though they're not. They're technically manganese crystals, but that's a mouthful, so I just call them stygiums. Mined on Megiddo and shipped all over the Empire for use in turbolaser accelerants, cloaking additives, you name it. Worth a lot to the right buyer, but only I have the right contacts in the sector.
Nana would look around at everybody else, make sure that they're okay with traveling.
Yeah. Shouldn't be too much trouble.
Say, do you have a transponder of the ship that went down? Do you have a transponder idea of the ship that went down?
I don't know if it even went down at all. For all I know, they might have been captured. They might have just been stuck on Megiddo after a rearrangement of the guard during the blockade. But if you do want for look for the ship, and he pulls out a small data cube and hands it to you, the ship was called the Lonely Moon, or Mun. The captain, an actual Mun, found it a bit ironic, and I think he enjoyed the name. It's a YT model freighter, though frankly I never got enough of a look at it to give you the serial number.
Do you have a list of the crew so we can keep an eye out for them while we're down there?
Yes. Frankly, all you need to look for is the Mun, because the rest of the crew is actually a cadre of droids, which is why he actually found the name of the ship so funny. Astromechs, protocol droids, you name it. I don't know their names, though, but if you find any droids that seem to be, well, off their rocker, then you probably found him. We're close enough.
If only Rock could have such an indignant look on his face. But unfortunately his face is made of metal, so he can't.
Alright, the captain of the Lonely Moon is, here's the worst part of improv. I have to come up with so many names on the fly. Pollen. Tall, long face. He has one distinguishing feature from the rest of the Moon population. his right eye is actually cybernetic, and quite obviously at that. There's a large protruding lens that shoots out of the eyeball that he uses to gain fine detail in whatever he looks at. So,
Dara nods.
Talon then nods in response. Anyway, I'll provide you with the star charts you need to navigate the Megiddo run. And when you arrive over Megiddo, all you should need to do is fly a rather awkward course through the Imperial sensor net. There are holes from time to time as some of their satellites lose their orbit and need to be recorrected, and luckily we have enough friends in the right places to know just where those holes show up. When you arrive over Megiddo, project this signal and you will receive the course clearance you need to land on the surface.
Perfect.
And with that, Talon nods and gestures to the door. So unless you have anything else for him, he appears to be finished with you.
Dara looks to everyone else.
Yep, let's go.
Alright.
Bunker knocks everything over as he leaves.
Talon, you can hear Talon groan in the distance as you walk out. It's like, well, that's going to cost me a few credits.
Okay, Dara will shake his hand and
He suddenly disappears in a puff of smoke.
you mean like that?
Yes, just like that. In fact, the whole entire cantina disappears around you like it was never there to begin with. So, do you want to... the Shadowport does have its trading facilities if you want to go shopping for a bit before departing.
Yeah, I think that would be my idea. Give me 2 seconds.
Alright, the rarity modifier is +3. It is a bit out of the way. But it might be
Well, Bunker would not be one to offer this because he's as dumb as everything that could ever be dumb. But we are going to a place that has a blockade over it, and we have a way to get through the blockade. Maybe if someone here is interested in getting something from a planet that is blockaded, we should, kill a few birds with one stone. Maybe earn some credits while we're at it. So maybe see if anyone needs anything from Megiddo.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Well, luckily you are at a spaceport where that's a lot majorly dedicated to receiving smuggling exports from Megiddo, so it actually will not be that hard. Go ahead and roll me an average streetwise check to find a hungry merchant.
Brock has 1 rank in Streetwise he can give to someone.
Dara's got 2 ranks she can give to someone instead.
So who has highest cunning? Is Brock sitting on a mighty, mighty 1?
Dara's only got 2.
Dennis got 3. Sorry, what are we looking to do?
Pick up some extra jobs, see if anyone needs anything transported from Megiddo.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I've got 3 cunning. What are we looking for?
So it's I think it'll be an average streetwise check, and you can get 2 ranks from Dara, just to find people who are looking for smugglers.
Oh, I have 2 ranks of streetwise anyways.
Okay. And boost around.
All right. What's the difficulty?
Just 2 purple.
I'm sorry, say that again.
2 purple.
2 purple, thank you.
My. Alright, this is interesting. Okay. You walk around the trading floor and you actually find someone who, a mechanic, who finds himself in short supply of a special ore that's mined on Megiddo that he can refine into a nice, lightweight, durable metal that he uses in his armor plates. Usually put in armored clothing to keep it lightweight enough to still be worn without weighing the usually lightweight user down. And he appears quite grateful, as the usual shipments he receives have long since stalled out. In fact, he keeps complaining that the Lonely Moon used to give him what he needed, but that ship's gone silent. However, as you're talking to him, and you know, he's offering a pretty good price. He'll offer you 500 credits for as many shipments as you can get, and a shipment is basically just a crate full. And in fact, actually, I know that things in Fly Casual, getting a plastic blockade would actually add more. So it's actually 650 credits per crate, not 500. 500 would be the base, but since you're getting it past a blockade, the price jumps up. Alright. But as you're talking to him, you actually hear a couple of heavy footsteps behind you, and you look back to see a rather miffed-looking human with a... what's a good sidekick? I'll go with Alanik. Alanik standing next to his leg.
Rock will go, "Hello, how may I help you?"
The Lanik crosses his arms as he steps forward a bit. It's like, you can help us by not stealing our jobs.
I will look back to the person we're being contracted by and say, "Did you already contract these people?"
The merchant nods his head a bit, and he says, "Well, I called them, but they were..." And the Lanik starts shouting. It's like, "We were gone for 5 minutes." And he checks his watch, and he says, "You wanted us at 10 o'clock? Well, we're here at 10:05. And the merchant appears a bit flustered. He says, "Well, these gentlemen appear much more well equipped." And the Lanik just says, "You think we can't do it?" And he's actually...
Rock will put his hand in front of the Lanik and say, "There's no reason we both can't work the job and get him just as much of the ore he needs. Calm down."
"Whatever you get comes out of our pocket."
Rock is going to very sternly say, "Calm down," and this is going to be a coercion check.
All right. Let's see here. It's a Lanik, so it's going to be 4 red, 2 setback. Actually, 4 red and a purple.
Yikes. So I'm going to take 2 strain to downgrade that twice. Oh, I didn't upgrade. I'll take this token. I should do that. Okay, so that's out of flip to give me that. And you said 2 setbacks?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know if Dara could interject and say, "You're 5 minutes late," which means that, basically you've missed your appointment.
It doesn't really matter. Rock very sternly tells the Lanik to calm down.
Well, that was just going to make it even harder, frankly. The Lanik looks like he's pretty steamed. You can actually feel the Lanik forcing himself against your hand as you're trying to hold him back. So go ahead and take 1 strain for the surprising effort it takes for you to keep him at bay. But
Hey, we don't need the actual money from this, right? We're just wanting to have kind of a cover to go down to the planet.
Oh no,
I mean,
we
it's
want
a smuggling job. We want the money.
Oh, okay.
Money is important.
the Lanik spits on the ground as he jabs his finger at the merchant's like, "We'll see how Boss Law thinks about this." And he walks off. The human does too.
Rocket turns to the merchant and asks, "Who's Boss Law?"
The merchant shrugs and is like, "A Basilisk who's perhaps too big for his britches, thinks he owns the trade out of Megiddo, and frankly, he's just one of many sponsors."
Rock's gonna call sponsor Tolan and ask him if how he feels about this Bosk.
Talon actually appears to be kind of busy. It looks like after you left, he went to the bar to help out with the crowd. But he sends you like a short phrase. It's like, Boss Law's, don't mess with him because he can make your life miserable. But frankly, as long as you skirt outside his notice, it doesn't really matter.
Does he give you trouble often?
No. He likes to bluster a bit, but there's usually enough room for all our smugglers to get good jobs out of Megiddo. It's only when jobs are short that he starts throwing his weight around, but he ain't got much weight.
Are jobs short?
Right now, there's a long silence as you hear glasses clinking. The Imperials have the blockade's gotten a lot thicker around Megiddo lately. Something's going on the surface, and a lot more shipments seem to be heading towards Kuat and the like. So at the moment, it's not that jobs are short, but access to Megiddo is getting more restricted.
Ah. Do you want us to take the wind out of his sails? I think is the saying.
I could certainly do with one less competitor for the jobs, but I don't know if you feel like you're up to it. Go right ahead.
Well, not so much permanently removing him, but just getting him to ease off.
He still thinks that's going to be quite the effort, but if he'll leave that up to your discretion. Well, he certainly would compensate you for the effort if you succeed.
Okay. Rock will look back to the rest of the group and relay what the sponsor Tolan had told him.
Where's Ragesh when you need him?
We don't need Ragesh. Like he'd help. We don't necessarily need him.
Yeah.
I mean, if this guy's strong arming like other merchants around here just for smuggling jobs and like that, that's not very nice. Nor is it very neighborly.
Cooperative.
Yeah. They all should be working together.
Together.
So
Dara will turn around and see if he's got a rivet gun and top loading magazine and balanced barrel.
Well, this guy sells armor, but you're free to look for that stuff. It's just going to be it's going to be whatever the rarity difficulty for that is +3.
Rivet gun is rarity 1.
So it is rarity 4. I think that's average check to look for.
And the mod...
Wait.
Oh, rarity 3.
Yeah, 4 would be average.
Alright, and the other one's rarity 3, which makes it rarity 6, would make it hard. So average for the rivet gun, hard for the other thing.
Okay, we'll do 3. I'm going to flip for that.
Rock will ask, what do you need a rivet gun for? If that's what you're looking for.
Improvised weapon.
Rock's gonna look at him and look at Bunker, and then look back at Dara. What do you need a rivet gun for?
Working on materials.
Okay. Rock's still a little confused.
Alright, you don't find the second item, but I'll let that 2 advantage give you a boost to find the rivet gun.
Okay.
Alright, you find a shipwright who works on repairs, who just happens to have a spare lying around that he'll hawk at you for, what's the base price for it?
900.
Alright, he'll give it to you for 750.
Yep.
Alright, you pay that, he hands off the rivet gun, and that it for shopping?
Yeah, what I'm looking for, no one here has the ranks to really find it, and I don't want to risk looking for it here.
All right. So how do you want to deal with Boss Law now?
I figured like we could if well, we could do it now, or we could do it after we get back. Just tell the merchant if he gets any trouble from Boss Alder, that we'll go pay him a visit.
I think we should do it when we come back, because if we do it now, there might be some surprises waiting for us when we return.
Well, there's probably going to be them waiting for us when we return anyway. But yeah, so Rock will just keep that in mind. Let's deal with Boss Law when we get back.
All right. So if there's no other business on the trash heap for the time being, you can hop on the Sunflare and make another average upgrade once astrogation to slip into Megiddo space.
Would help if I had my mic unmuted. You said astrogation, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to use Pippa's 4 ranks. And what was the difficulty again, please?
1 purple, 1 red. Oh, I'm sorry. There's also 2 setback on there.
I removed setback for astrogation.
Just 1 or all?
I remove all.
Okay. So then just 1 purple, 1 red.
I'm also going to flip to give us a extra green.
All right. So you emerge from hyperspace and actually find yourself above Megiddo, but you've jumped too close to the planet, and you've already got sensor warnings blaring. You've apparently jumped into the sensor net.
Crap on a stick.
You have a split second to do something before they ping your location to the blockade.
Okay, Dara's going to do her best to get out of the range of the sensor net.
The biggest problem the biggest problem is you're practically flying blind without the information from the surface. You don't know where the sensor net begins or ends. You just know that currently you're in it.
Suggestions?
Well, I don't know. I mean, all we really have is that code.
Yeah, okay, if you want to fire off the code.
The code sends a signal to the smugglers on the surface to help you get through the sensor net. It's not going to help you with the Imperials.
Right. Anyone, any ideas? Lee?
We're in trouble.
That is certainly true.
We need someone. We can't hack anything, right? Is anyone good at hacking here?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no.
I'll actually, I know none of you are sealed slices, but I will say that the Sunflare is able to try and form a connection to the sensor satellite that's pinging them, because they're aware that they're being pinged. So I'll say that is possible, but it is going to be hard.
Dara's got 2 ranks in computers.
I mean, let's go.
What is Dara's int?
3.
All right. Rock can give you unskilled assistance because he's part computer.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. To bypass the Imperial security blocks on the satellite using the Sunflare's comm array, it's going to be... and that wasn't even me laughing. 2 purple, 3 red, and 2 setback.
Oh dear.
2 setback. With the skilled assistance, Is that one ranking computers or what?
Oh no, Rock doesn't have. Rock can't give you skilled assistance. You said you had 2 ranks in computers,
Computers.
3 and yeah.
Yeah.
So Rock can give you an unskilled assistance.
Right. Okay.
It's
So
a
that's
hard computer.
fire binary. Fire binary at it. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually going to flip.
That's a good time to do it.
Oh hell! Here we go. No.
All right,
dear.
it's flagged itself as being attacked. You have some time, but long range scanners are already picking up a squad of ties already on their way.
Oh shoot! Let's pile to the surface. Let's go hit Atmo. Everyone warm up the weapons.
All right, the atmosphere is a set distance away. We're going to go ahead and go into structure time. Everyone, go ahead and roll me initiative.
Was this cool or?
You knew you're kind of in the poodoo to begin with. I'll let you roll cool if you want.
My cool is a lot better than my vigilance, so here we go.
Is there no way we can talk ourselves out of this?
No.
Vigilance, right?
Yeah, hold on. For initiative, you can choose. For talking your way out of it, I'll let you can certainly try during the initiative, but you already know the status of this blockade.
Can we fake that something is broken in our ship or something like that and had to emergency land?
You are certainly free to try, but we are going to go ahead and enter initiative anyway.
Okay.
You'll just be able to try that on your turn.
Okay.
Lee will give you a boost from, he'll give you some sound effects.
All right. Anyway, these guys.
I can break our Navicomputer. Like our Navicomputer, crapped out and kicked us out of hyperspace here.
Pull a wire out of the hyperdrive. That would probably work.
That sounds unnecessarily dangerous. However, Navicomputer,
Oh,
not so
Navicomputer.
much.
Yeah. Just remember what you did to the Navi computer.
Yeah, so Rock.
Don't screw it up.
All right. If you fully zoom out, you'll see I have put up the TIE fighters that are on approach. It looks like there are 3 groups of 2, basically a guy and a wingman, and you guys are about planetary range medium from the surface of the planet. However, once you hit Atmo, they'll still probably be able to follow you, but the atmospheric conditions will, of course, change flying.
So, Rock will find the Navicomputer. Well, actually, wait.
How about letting Nana get on the comms first?
Yeah, are we trying to, right now we're trying to fly away from them so they can't find us type of thing? Or are we landing? Or...
They've already found you. I think the only real advantage you have at the moment is the fact that they are currently out of range.
Okay. Is there some sort of distress signal we can put out on our comm type of thing? Just
Well, normally procedures, they won't want to board us, right? So we definitely don't want that.
Says you.
Yeah. If they board us, it's far easier for us to deal with them.
Oh wow, we're killing them.
Well, they're TIE fighters.
Maybe not kill. Like just a slight case of death.
Just like Jesus.
Yeah, I would say that we have like a dangerous beast, like a baby rancor on board or something like that. It's gotten loose, so we have to land.
Brock is terrible at impersonations.
Okay.
I mean, everybody's looking at Nina.
Yeah, so Nena would, so, shoot.
We're carrying the Kashyyyk Life Day Choir.
Yeah, I guess you just try, get on the comm link and be like, calling, TIE Patrol, we're having an emergency situation in here. Please give us a moment, or I don't know, like, because we wouldn't want to. I guess I don't know strategically what we would want out of this situation if, like, we're trying to get them to board so we can handle them physically, if we're trying to, you know, I just don't know.
I think the best bet, in my opinion, would be get them down on the ground, and where we would have the advantage.
Right. Okay. So make sure they don't shoot us before we land. Right.
Yes. So just start screaming "Mayday, Mayday" into the comms. Where
Yeah.
our Nava computer has crapped out, and we're forced to make an emergency landing.
Exactly. Okay. If that's what we're wanting to emergency land. Should be like calling the TIE Imperial Forces the Imperial Forces were needing to make an emergency crash landing. Please stand by for medical attention.
All right. Given the fact that you tried to slice into one of their satellites before this shtick, it's going to be harder than it usually would be just to lie to the pilots.
Oh, okay.
I'm letting you know this ahead of time, just so you know if you want to keep going with that plan. I'm just going to tell you the check is going to be surprisingly hard.
Go for it.
Well, her deception actually isn't as good as like her charm, so I'm trying to, but I can't figure out any way that I could play charm into this, you know.
Turn on the holo cam. Hello, boys.
Does anybody else have any ideas? I mean, I could just try. Okay, I'll just try and go for the deception, and I mean.
All right.
So.
It's going to be a daunting check, upgraded 3 times. Actually, might as well make it an even 4. 4 red die.
Holy shit. Okay. Okay, that's just not gonna go well at all. I'm gonna flip. And nobody can really help me out at all here, can they?
They can. You can have them make like erratic noises in the background. I'll buy an unskilled assistance for that.
Rock is great at making nonsensical noises in the back.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Have Rock scream, and I can get a boost for that.
Rock will do his best astromech impersonation.
All right, let's hear it.
What you could try and do is like break up, you know, every couple of words. Saying also that the comm is having problems as well.
Oh, it looks like we're going through a tunnel.
Yeah.
Boring conversation anyway.
Just keep fiddling with the dial as you're speaking to them.
Okay, I'm gonna roll this and probably fail.
Oh, you should have more confidence in yourself. All right.
It's still a fail, but it's
Yeah,
good.
it's a failure, but with a triumph. I'm going to say something unexpected happened. All right, I know how to do this. The TIE Patrol crackles in, and okay, yeah, you hear the lead pilot say, it's like, nice try, pilot scum. And you get some fire across your bow as he tries to shoot, but he's still out of range. However, as he's shooting from the ground, you actually notice another ship try and fly up. It looks like a fire spray vessel. And as it's flying up through the atmosphere, it actually passes you and just flies right through the formation of ties. And so what actually happens is two of the tie groups turn around and go chase that guy. It's like, oh, it's the bounty hunter! And they actually, they look like they disengage from you.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good.
So you have, they don't believe you, and they are still trying to engage, but now it is just one group of 2 fighters.
Okay, well that's Nena's turn, so.
So yeah, Ben, you can just knock off the 2 NPC slots at the bottom.
Okay. Well, let's see. We're in the Sunflare, right? What kind of guns do we have? They're at what range are they at right now?
They are currently at short range.
Oh. Well, the only thing we have that can fire at short are the missiles, but those are forward facing only.
Yeah, and I'd say this point, since you're trying to fly towards the planet, you're facing the wrong way.
Yep. So we'll just wait until they get in the range.
And then go, no. Boom.
All right. Anyone else want to do anything, or are we just skipping all the way to their turn?
I don't know. People can still do things, but
We look
Walker's
at
gonna wait till they're in range.
Anybody got inspiring rhetoric or something like that to give out boosts?
No, but I'm gonna look and see what the fire discipline stuff can do. Where is that listed? The Sunflare?
I technically didn't use my maneuver. I can do inspiring rhetoric with that if you guys want me to try it.
Sure.
Okay.
Since no one's gone, I'd willing to say it's technically still your turn. Yeah.
Is that alright? Okay. So after they contact her, she goes, ah, shit. Okay, guys. Get ready. This might suck, but we can do it. So let me roll leadership.
Oh, how many ranks of leadership do you have?
2.
Would you like 5 and 2 ranks of command?
I don't know what command does, but I will.
Command adds a boost, so you get 2 boosts as well.
Oh, sweet. Then yes, I do. 5 and then green. Shoot, what is? It's just against 2 purple with.
Yeah, 2 purple, and I won't flip.
Appreciate that.
So
Okay.
Rock will take a turn, and that'll be his assist maneuver for Nana. And so then you get the 5 ranks and 2 boosts.
Awesome. Okay, then that's everybody else can have a boost. Does anybody have any strain right now? I don't think so.
Not any more than 1 anyway, so doesn't
Okay.
matter a whole lot.
Well, you can get rid of that strain if you want.
All right. So, anyone else want to try and do something?
Would it be possible for Dara to put the ship into a reverse so they overshoot us, and then can get targeted by the forward weapons?
Well, that would be basically you just moving. So yeah, you can totally do that.
Do I need a piloting check for that?
To be honest, space combat is not my forte. I'll say actually no. You're not in the atmosphere, so you really don't need to try and fight against anything. It's basically just empty space. So I'd say you can just spend... Now, do you need to spend a piloting action to move the ship? That's my issue.
No,
That's what I was.
I mean it's a maneuver. And depending on how you rule it, it's really not even a maneuver to just move it. Like you're just moving at whatever speed you're at, and the maneuver is just to accelerate or decelerate.
So I guess at this point it would be a maneuver to decelerate.
Yeah. But there might be there might be a maneuver for just like stopping. I think like stopping really fast, but I don't think there is. There might be.
No, that actually sounds familiar. trying to flip the CRB right now to find where the frickin' Starship Combat is. Oh boy, I'm dragging it down. Oh, here we
right,
go.
this-
Alright, here are the maneuvers. This starship maneuver reflects the select of moving the ship closer or farther away from something at its current speed. So what you could do is simply fly the ship towards the fighters and put them in close range so all the weapons could fire.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then for actions...
Evasive maneuvers. No.
Oh yeah, you could one of the maneuvers is evasive maneuvers, which is basically to avoid oncoming fire, and that upgrades the difficulty of the dice pool. Okay, yeah, so what you can do is, and this, I think you can do 2 maneuvers for a ship, but for a ship this small, but it just takes strain. Okay, yeah. You can do 2 piloting maneuvers, but the ship is going to take 2 system strain if you do it. Basically, it acts like a person. So
Okay.
you can either or fly into close range with the fighters or do base maneuvers. You can do both too, but the ship will take strain. And then for actions, I'm not really seeing anything you can do as a pilot aside from maybe plot course. Oh, that's astrogation. Never mind. Oh, so I guess what you could do, you can't sacrifice an action here.
Gain the advantage.
Yes, you can. Okay, the difficulty here is going to be... It's not the same speed since you're going to have to slow down. It's going to be a hard piloting check to gain the advantage.
You can't get the advantage with this size ship, by the way. It's
But
only
it's
4 or lower.
1 through
1 to
4. I thought the Citadel
Oh,
was...
it's 4. I thought it was larger than 4. Never mind. We're
Okay.
like right there then.
Yeah, so it's going to be a hard check to gain the advantage.
Okay, that's fine.
Will a paladin check help or no?
No, because it's not upgrade.
Okay, I'm gonna flip to make it 4. And here we go.
Alright, you have gained the advantage. Go ahead and take 1 personal strain.
Okay.
Alright, Alright, so they do not have any benefit of evasive maneuvers. And if you choose to attack them, you can choose which defense zone you hit. But since these are fighters, they don't have a defense zone. So at the moment, if they do evasive maneuvers, they just have no benefit from it. Alright, so did you also move into close range with them? Basically with the braking?
Yeah.
Okay, so the ship is now in close range with the TIE fighters. Anyone who wants to fire can fire with any of the turreted guns.
Does Rock want to be fired as one first?
Then they were just like, this is what we want to do because, like, once we shoot these guys, I mean, the sun flare is going to be now tagged, right?
They're already shooting at you, I will point out.
Anything? No.
I guess no one cares.
Okay.
Bunker certainly doesn't care.
Okay, go for it then.
All right. Yeah, I mean, he's been kind of waiting to shoot at an Imperial all this time, so he's just gonna do it. I guess he'll just use one of the ion cannons, because why not? It might help us not be incriminated as much. Who knows? But there we go. We hit it for quite a lot of damage. That's 10 twice.
All right. With just, pow pow, Bunker unleashes a short burst of ion cannon damage, and he hits both fighters. And you see that they quickly lose their momentum and begin to just drift down towards the planet, caught in the gravity well.
Enemy ships disabled.
All right. And there is no sign from the other fighters, so it looks like you are currently in the clear.
Now we're fugitives.
We've always been fugitives.
All right. And so the way down to the planet is clear.
Yep, but we have never been caught, and we have never ever been tagged. Well, actually, we've been caught once, I believe.
All right. And so you get down into the Megiddo atmosphere, and you see that the planet, aside from a very thick cloud layer that seems to just go on forever, you see crystalline spires stick up here and there, some of them with cities bridging the gap between some of them, but there are large holes in the cities, like big chunks of them have been blown away. You sense that the Clone Wars have left their mark here perhaps permanently, as repairs do not seem to be on priority for the Imperial administration. So, you have your mission from Talon to find the Lonely Moon and its captain, or its captain, Palan. And then you also have your Smiley mission, and then you finally have the personal quest that sent you here. There is one major spaceport that's still functioning, although you have engaged the Imperials, so be wary of how welcome you might be there. But where do you want to go on the planet?
Well, can we stash the ship somewhere and go there by foot?
The way the planet is set up, the layer that you would actually go anywhere on foot is barren, lifeless, and inhospitable. You actually have to move between the cities that are set up on the spires.
So not a good idea then.
Yes.
Not for the organics.
You'd be surprised how well droids fare down there. Think Venus.
Oh, ew. Totally corrosive atmosphere. Never mind. So let's see if we can find a shadow port.
Yeah. Let's see where the code
Actually,
will
Would
land us.
would sponsored Tolan have given us a shadow port to land at?
Well, to say there are shadow ports on the planet would be a bit of a misnomer, but there are certain certain abandoned spires that smugglers use. He would have given you one of those, yes.
All right, so let's go find one of those.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, you pull up to what looks like a city that spans several spires, but this one has it had to be something affiliated with the Confederacy because it has been blown to hell. A lot of the bridges that span the gaps between the spires have been blown away, and the large craters in the buildings built all across the spire have been turned into actually landing zones for ships. A lot of them empty. There are a few here and there that you notice have a ship or two in them, but you don't see any people outside, and you're not getting any sort of docking clearance information. But as far as you can tell, you could just pull up and land.
All right, let's find one that's far away from all the other ships.
Wouldn't it be better if we got with a few other ships? Just, and then if we do get Imperial problems, then those who have ships here would also come to defend their ships.
they'd probably just book it because we don't know who they are, and we might be hassled by them if we land like, oh hey, there's this giant empty parking lot except for like except for one car, we're gonna park right next to them.
Point taken.
Yeah, it's best if we just find a spot that's
Secluded.
way out of the way. Yeah, so that if there are any problems that come up, then hopefully the Imperials, if they come looking for us, will run into them first.
Yeah.
Alright. So you pull up and land in a relatively abandoned part of the spire. And as you get out, you actually see it looks like this part is actually abandoned. It's not that there aren't any ships here, it's just that there's no one here. So it looks like you have the run of a very large portion of the city. You see all about you bits and pieces of dismantled battle droids, mainly the parts that are so worn and full of blaster holes no one would want them, and a lot of larger wrecks of like troop transports and even maybe some smaller starships scattered about. It looks like whatever battle took place here was quite a brutal one. You even see the scattered remains of bones, most likely clone troopers, that have been stripped of their armor.
Such a waste.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go find where people are.
Yeah.
No sense hanging around in this dump.
Oh damn! You know what? What we could have done was search those, scan those ships for their transponders as we passed.
No real reason to. If they're parking out in the sticks like us, chances are they're doing some less than legal things as well. So it's best just to leave them alone. We don't want to draw attention to ourselves by just scanning and getting the codes for other ships, because there's no real reason why we would.
Well, we are looking for the Lonely Mun.
Oh yeah, we are. Maybe we would scan them.
Yeah, none of these seem to match up with the transponder codes you have. Some of them actually aren't even broadcasting. They're stone cold.
Ew.
Like us.
Alright, so the Lonely Moon is not here, so we need to look.
Alright.
Harder.
As you go about and return to some of the hangars, I say in quotes, that you think are full, you actually see that it still looks like the place is abandoned. Even when you look into the hangars to see the ships, you don't see anyone there. The loading ramps aren't... It looks like all the ships are here, but they're just locked up tight. And you haven't seen a single person for probably the 2 hours you spent walking around.
Is this purposeful to try and hide locations?
Roll me a knowledge underworld. I'd say hard.
All right.
I'll upgrade once just to keep the destiny flowing. So 1 red, 2 purple.
Okay, just a second. Ah, damn it! I gotta go get my different mouse. Sorry, doggies. Just a second.
I have 1 rank in Underworld.
So have I.
Sorry, I just take me a second to get back here. Okay, so you said 1 red and what?
2 purple.
2 purple. And
Do you have any ranks in Underworld?
I have 1 rank in Underworld, but I only have 2 intellect.
I can give you 3 intellect.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Dara's helping with that. That's 2 green, 1 yellow, 2 purple, 1 red. Nope, fail.
I thought we were going to flip.
It seems incredibly odd. Like, you would probably expect that a lot of the people that came here are off actually gathering the goods. Like, they wouldn't just be stashed away here for them to pick up. They'd probably have to go procure them. Maybe stash away one or some here for one later run, but they don't want to leave something. They don't want to leave a big stockpile that will just be found by the Empire and recovered, because that would probably given how heavy the Imperial presence is on this planet, that probably happens very frequently, especially when they know a lot of these cities are abandoned. So, but to see absolutely no one, you feel you can't exactly explain why that's wrong, but you can kind of feel unease.
Anybody else have any ideas?
We're probably being watched.
Go ahead and roll me a daunting perception check. Anyone who maybe listened to Lee there. Oh wait, hold on. Before anyone rolls, how many of you actually want to roll this perception check, or think your characters would?
I think
Rock
Dara
would.
So, Rock, Dara, would Lee roll it? You're muted, Leslie.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll upgrade each of yours. So 1 red, 3 purple.
one red, 3 purple. Oh,
Wow, that was a lot closer than I would have thought.
Alright, if you get threat, you feel the chill in the air kind of seep into your bones a bit. Take a
oh
strain.
god, here we go.
Alright, Dara doesn't see anything, but she hears a very low mechanical whirring for just a couple of seconds before she, like, twitches her ears and tries and focus on the sound to see where it goes. But when she tries and focuses on the sound, she doesn't hear it anymore. Like, it was something that was moving away from her to begin with.
Oh, there's something here.
So you said there's something here?
Yeah, I just said there's something here.
Is this part of the dream that you had?
Roll me, I'll have it be a choose your own difficulty vigilance. How freshly do you think Dara would remember the dream?
He would try her best to at least write some of it down.
Alright.
Or most of it.
So whatever difficulty you think that would have on her.
Sorry, say again?
Whatever difficulty you think that, what she's done to retain the memory would leave on her. So how many purple you want to put behind it? And it's going to be vigilance.
3 purple behind it. Okay, let's cross the fingers.
All right. You can't remember. You're not getting a sense of deja vu, but your surroundings certainly look familiar. You remember. You think this is the battlefield you saw in your dream, where you found the discarded lightsaber.
Okay, she'll say basically that.
Okay, well once Lee hears that, he's gonna try to tap into the force and see if he can find you. So he'll be using Force C. But since he doesn't really know how to use it, there's gonna be some difficulty.
Since he's had some experience with it when he visited the Shadow Vault, I'd say hard upgraded once.
Okay.
Discipline to use the 4C power.
Alright. He really wants this to work.
Alright, take the threat of strain, and it looks like you have enough to activate well, you'd only be able to have the basic power. So, Lee closes his eyes and reaches out into the force, and he opens his eyes to actually see himself in the midst of the battle that seemingly took place here probably 22 years ago. Droids are scuttling here and about. Looks like they're trying to move supplies to some ships they apparently have stashed away somewhere in the spire, while large artillery blasts in the distance, and it looks like clones are also storming the lower levels of the spire, working their way upward. And you see that suddenly blur away, and you see before you, far away, almost like two blue dots, chiss. They're covered in what appear to be Jedi robes, but you see them standing next to a tactical droid, one of the old versions the Confederacy used during the war. And you see them hand it something. And before you can see exactly what they're doing, it looks like they just disappear in a puff of smoke. And the droid looks at what he's given. You can't exactly tell what he's holding, but he brings it close to his chest, and then he disappears in a puff of smoke. And then you see, almost like time passing in quick succession, the droids destroyed or deactivated, the clones victorious, but then the clones leave, apparently abandoning the city. But then you see ne'er-do-wells come in, set up shop, put things here or there, little hideaways, but then one by one it looks like even the ne'er-do-wells disappear in a puff of smoke. Their ships disappear in a puff of smoke. Until finally there's nothing. There's just you. And when you open your eyes, you're back where you were.
Okay. So Lee will explain that detail.
Yeah, to everyone. What do you got?
So I guess we're on the right track.
Alright. Oh, sorry. Need to cancel the battle music. Sorry, I just realized you're in a place where it would be windy, so I just activated the wind music. So, as far as you can tell, you're standing in basically the grave of an abandoned city, and there's no one around. There are some ships, and Dara has a sneaking suspicion that he may be watched. But how would you like to proceed?
Other than with caution, I have nothing.
Oh, definitely with caution, absolutely.
Rock will be up front.
All right.
Is this, is it dark or sunlight?
It's gray. The clouds don't really let in a lot of sunlight, and everything has a very, ashen look around you. It's not that dark though. It's almost like it would be on a very overcast day if you were indoors.
Yeah.
And the place does appear to have... There are some work lights here and there. Still working, apparently, based off a local generator. But still no signs of life. As you walk around, Dara, roll me a hard vigilance check. Upgraded once.
Here we okay, we're gonna upgrade it. I'm gonna add a green. Here we go. No.
Alright, so, as you step by what looks like a large pile of scrap, a hand pierces out of it, a robotic one. It grasps your legs, and
Okay, she screams.
alright. It looks like the head of an old battle droid pokes out of the scrap and looks at you. It begins saying, "Prodigy, prodigy, 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 prodigy." With the fork vantage, it hasn't really pulled you down or pulled you anywhere, but you can feel it's trying to tug at you. And how does the group respond?
And Bunker just beheads it.
All right. The thing is basically scrap metal as it is. With one good swap from Bunker, its head pops off, and its body loses all motion. In fact, you punch it with such force. In fact, what's Bunker's brawn? Just so I know how.
It's 5, and he'd be using his built-in like arm-bladed shovel thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then you not only blast the battle droid apart, you blast the scrap apart, and you actually see the scrap metal was covering what looks like a tunnel. It looks like the battle droid may have not even been there for a long time. It just decided to poke its head out of the tunnel and grab Dara.
Rock's going to retrieve the battle droid's head.
It's been punched to about medium range. A short jog and you have it.
Yeah.
There's a big dent. In fact, it looks more like a crescent moon now than it does an actual battle droid head.
Can I attempt to look it over to see if any of the internal workings have been destroyed? Or damaged?
Well, damage, I think it's a given just by looking at it. But go if you can. In fact, yeah, you don't even have to roll. You know it is damaged. It's going to take quite a miracle mechanic to get it working.
Well, good thing Rock knows Nog. Rock's gonna walk back to bunker and say, did you need to punt it that far? It probably could have something, information we could use in its head. Now, maybe not.
Didn't step forward. Give him a break. He was just protecting D.
You should have let the droids argue. That would have been cute.
I mean, even though it's junk, it's still a brother of ours. Like, sure, it's old and it unfortunately fought for
Bunker
long.
tilts his head at his non-head. He tilts his body at Rock.
Basically
My
shifts
brothers
his weight.
are the men and women of the Alliance to restore the Republic. Not any droid. He may be manufactured on the same planet as me, but he is no brother of mine.
Rock will just, he can't really heave a sigh. He's like, right. You haven't. Well, it's fine. Just, if any more droids of this age pop up, please try not to just destroy them outright.
And then perhaps they should mind their manners.
Well, it did say progeny.
I think it's a prodigy.
Prodigy.
Rock will inspect the tunnel that it popped out of.
It looks like the entrance is kind of metallic, like it's part of the building that was placed on top of the spire, but after that it looks like it turns into kind of a crystalline, like a quartz tunnel that just leads down into darkness.
Rock will look at the group and go, anyone up for a slide?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's slick, but it's not. The downward slope is not that sharp.
Oh, okay. Rock will go first, and he'll brace himself and kind of spider walk himself down.
All right. Yeah, go
I'm gonna
ahead.
go down to him. What do you see down there?
Sure. So I'll go till I hit the bottom of the tunnel.
All right, go ahead and roll me an average athletics check with a boost because of how you're walking down the tunnel. Because you're right, it is kind of slippery. It's just not a slide. All right, you actually keep going until you finally see a light at the end of the tunnel. But the way the tunnel was framed, it's something you can't see from the entrance. You actually open up to see you're standing above what looks like a large forge, currently activated, and smoke is coming out of several of the whole tunnels just like yours, but oddly enough, it's not something you saw when you were flying around outside.
Interesting. Do I see movement down in the forge?
You see a lot of movement. You see droids of every sort moving about. It looks like they're moving a lot of what looks like scrap metal into the forge, and it's coming out as several pressed materials. Well, more importantly, it looks like you found like a mini droid factory, or a factory of some sort, and you do not see a single organic around.
Do the droids look to be like the older battle droid models, or are they more recent models?
A lot of them look like they're old Confederate models, but you're seeing several new models that didn't even exist during the time of the Clone Wars walking about. But
So
they
Rock will
are definitely in the minority.
Okay, so Rock will radio back to the group and tell them what he found. How far down is sort of the floor for the forge from where Rock is?
It's about medium range, and it kind of looks like this place was intended to be almost like a chimney, so there isn't anything in the way of getting down off the floor without just jumping. and there is a bit of an ambient glow around, so there isn't really a lot of darkness to cover you.
That's fine. If or when Rock decides to go down there, it's not going to be stealthy. He's not just going to fall, but he'll make his way down there. But he's going to let the rest of the group know, like everything that's going on. Rock would like to look and just sort of observe for a moment and see if he can identify which of the newer droids appears to be the one in charge.
Because possibly we could try and recruit them to help us fight the Empire.
Well, Rock's not even thinking that. But a good thought. Yes, recruitment is what Rock was thinking, not to fight the Empire, though, but just recruitment.
Roll me. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure this out.
Okay.
Daunting perception, 3 setback.
Would it be possible to use vigilance?
No.
Okay. Well, then this isn't going to happen. Wow. Again, much closer than I would have thought.
You actually, it looks like you don't see any new droids that aren't doing the work the old droids are doing. If there's any hierarchy, it looks like the new droids are not a part of it. For the 3 threat, the forge is going to billow, and a large puff of hot air is going to come writhing up the chimneys, one of which you're in. Go ahead and roll me a hard resilience check to avoid heat damage. Heat strain, I guess, would be a better word. Alright, the hot air passes over you and around you, and you feel your... no, you don't. You detect that your exterior plating has gone up by about 20 degrees, but all your systems are hard enough to withstand that sort of temperature. Everyone...
People should go down there.
Rock is going to advise that they try to find an alternate route down. Rock is going to stay there and observe for a short while longer. Try to see if he can wait and see if anyone is if someone who may be running this plant shows up. He'd also like to keep an eye on what the material is that they're packing up and where that's all being stored.
Yeah, I was actually going to radio that down.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you the second part right now. Whatever is coming out of the forge is pouring down into what looks like a lower chamber. Like you were seeing just like this molten material being poured down into a hole that leads beneath the forge. But you obviously can't see where that hole goes from where you are.
Okay. So it's pretty much, so this is like the smelting plant, and then it transports the molten liquid to another part of the factory.
It looks like it, yes.
Okay. Neat. So I guess Rock will kind of wait until he hears back from the rest of the group to see if they find an alternate entrance. He says there's tons of these chimneys billowing smoke out, but it's weird they didn't see any of it when they were landing.
Yeah, perhaps it's all circulating on itself, like an engine.
I don't think so, because even with engines, it has to vent the exhaust somewhere.
True.
So,
what type of metal were we trying to find?
Your smuggling mission was just kind of metals from Megiddo, the special qualities. I wasn't nearly specific enough, and I'd rather not limit myself now. Basically, this sort of metal that the droids are working on, that will fulfill your mission, if you could collect it.
And would some of this scrap as well?
Scrap has its own market. Handing this off to the merchant, he wouldn't know what to do with it, but scrap is scrap. You could always find someone for it.
Yeah. We could put it in a pile ready for putting in the sun flare and take it back with us to Rainlight.
Wait, right. I don't think we're in an excessive need for scrap metal. But this refined stuff is probably what the guy is looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, Rock could give you his approximate depth in the spire, and you could probably meet that same level while staying in the city part of the spire or on the exterior. And should you choose to do that, or you can follow down to the chimney. Should you choose to do that, you could go ahead and roll me a. It would be hard perception check to find entrances into the smelting area.
Would it be wise to get a suit out of the armory if we're going down to the smelting level?
What sort of suit? Envira suit?
That's the one.
I leave that up to you to decide. Rock could tell you about the temperature he's detecting, which is rather high, and especially when the forge billows. That's when it gets really hot. In fact, you felt some of that hot air come out of the chimney, though no smoke.
Right. Yeah, she'll ask.
The squishies would probably need some sort of heat dissipation gear, but Bunker will be fine. Should be fine. I don't know Bunker specifications, but he should be good.
Alright, so how many of you are getting the suits?
Dara is.
You're gonna need
Is there some kind of cloak or something like that?
There are thermal cloaks, so that's not going to protect you as much as an Enviro suit. But that will reduce setback to resilience checks.
I'm sorry, I zoned out for just a second. So the Enviro suits are pretty much needed to go down there?
No. You were given enough warning to know that they would help a lot in fighting off the heat of the smelting area, but they're not absolutely required. It's just you're probably going to have to do something along the lines of the resilience checks Rocks had made.
Okay. I don't think Nana's that. It was. Ainsley, honey. Okay, I guess Nana would wear one then. She's pretty squishy.
Alright. Does Lee want to put an Enviro suit on, or will he just get a thermal cloak?
Yeah, we'll just get a thermal cloak on.
Alright. So go ahead, and if you're looking for an entrance into the area, go ahead and roll me a hard perception.
Hey, just a second.
Is that anybody or?
Anyone, yeah. It doesn't have to be one for the group. Although, if you roll separately from someone, I'm going to assume you are going to be looking elsewhere in the same level.
Yeah, Dara's gonna look as well. Weighing up options.
Alright. So that's one success. Does anyone want to try and find another route? Come in different angles?
I think Nana would just be, follow it.
Alright. Bunker would be bodyguarding, and Lee
Yeah, he wouldn't go off on his own
yeah.
unless he was told to.
Alright. Lee didn't find anything, but Dara did. I'd say Dara could say, hey, look, I found this, and Lee would regroup.
Yep.
So,
Hey, found this, guys.
you find a lot like the tunnel that battle droid came out of, but instead it looks like the entirety of the tunnel is metallic, like it has been fully built in instead of just carved out of the rock. But you see there is still a pile of scrap metal blocking the door. It takes some effort to move. Probably not that much with Bunker nearby, but it looks like the droids probably use this as some sort of repository. Like they try and clear out the scrap metal they put in the hallway and then go out looking for more scrap.
Or it could have been used to disguise the entrance.
Maybe.
With that thought going through her head, she's putting her hands on her blaster, ready.
Alright. It is to slip through the little crevices in the, Oh, sorry. To slip through the crevices in the scrap metal to enter the hallway without disturbing the door, to put it in quotes, will be a hard coordination check, or it will be a daunting, upgraded twice with a flip, but I don't want to flip until someone told me they're doing it. Athletics check to just move the scrap out of the way.
Dara's going to do the coordination.
Yeah, so will we.
Okay.
Alright.
The coordinate-
Yeah, it's just going to be 3 purple coordination, no upgrades.
Okay.
Damn, Bunker's nimble.
Yeah. So a lot of his bulk is because of it. He has like plates that like fold out, so they can kind of fold in to make him a little skinnier, so he can squeeze through some stuff.
Ah, it looks like Nana gets kind of caught.
Then it gets caught.
Yeah, go ahead and take 2 strain
Okay.
for making sure you don't cut yourself on a rusty spike.
Dara will try and give her a hand through the rest of the way.
Alright. Go ahead and roll a boost die. I'll say that kind of counts as belated on his healed assistance. Alright, take another 2 strain, but you're free. Dara isn't very gentle as she helps pull you out.
I'm sorry, I can't hear over this monkey. Another 2 strains?
Yeah, so 4 strain total, but you're free.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, so, you're now out in the hallway. You can immediately feel it's gotten about 10 degrees hotter. And you see at the end of the hallway a red glow from the forge. You also see little shadows cross in front of your vision as it appears that droids are probably about long distance away, busying themselves in the forge area. Currently, you are unseen.
Okay. Dara's going to approach stealthily.
Alright. Is she gonna do this solo, or is the whole team gonna try and stealth in with her?
Well, are we trying to like steal this stuff, or are we trying to, broker a deal of some sort?
Well, it depends on you guys.
I
Just want
mean,
to make money, we can steal stuff.
I think Nena would be trying to, broker a deal of some sort, talk to them about actually purchasing some of the material, or... Sorry.
All valid options, of course.
So, okay, well, Nena votes to try and actually talk to them and make a deal of some sort.
Rock would
Actually,
agree.
that sounds a lot better than trying to steal from them.
I mean, if they're all droids, Rock might be able to do something.
Yeah.
Alright, so all 4 of you in the hallway just emerge, no stealth.
Sure.
Alright, without a dissenting
Put
vote.
Bunker in the front.
Alright. Okay, so Bunker leads the group into the smelting area, and it looks like none of the droids at first notice you until just one droid almost randomly happens to see you. And then when he sees you, another sees you, and then another, and another, and that goes on for about a minute until finally the whole room has just stopped and is looking at you.
Network consciousness.
They
No, probably not.
Dara notices they're all looking at her. Like, some of them that are physically blocked by Bunker are trying to move around him to look at you, and you're hearing in all of the languages the droids speak, binary, basic, any other sort of electronic communication, they're all saying, progeny, 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 progeny. And they're getting closer. They just keep chanting that and getting closer to you.
Rock sees this happening.
Oh yeah. You all see it.
So Rock would like to make his descent now. He's gonna pull out Gorehowl. He's gonna slam it into the wall, and he's gonna use that to slow his descent to the ground.
Alright, that's so awesome, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. There's just a loud screeching as Gorehowl digs into the stone and makes it crack and scrapes against the surface, and he just falls down gracefully.
And everyone cringes, apart from Bunker.
All the droids there are some droids that are next to where Rock landed, but he sees that don't even seem to acknowledge him, and just keep walking towards Dara. Progeny, progeny, progeny.
Bunker has his grenade launcher up, but he's just waiting. They all kind of
Dara will
closer and bunt up.
Dara will say, I think we'll hold off for that for a little bit. She'll step forward.
Alright, the droids continue, but they're reaching out. Looks like they're about to grab you. Progeny.
Yeah, no.
Then
Bunker's,
she's
he's engaging.
back.
He's engaging.
Alright.
He'll
Touching.
Bunker, not necessary. I don't
No
think,
touching.
I don't
No touchy.
They're literally, unless he's doing anything violent at them, and is he just blocking their way, or he's like fighting them now?
Well, if they're like actually coming in and trying to grab something, he's gonna do something pretty serious.
Alright, roll initiative.
Okay, this is going to definitely be vigilance.
Rock's gonna try to get to Bunker, and oh God, stop! For the love of the Maker, please stop. I don't believe they mean us any harm.
Oh darn, I was hoping to make these into tokens.
Okay, that's a 3.3 for Dara, because she's using rapid reaction, and then she's going to take the strain for it.
Go ahead and arrange your tokens like you think this would be physically aligned, because that's what I'm going to do with these guys. Represented by gray boxes. Alright. Everyone roll? Okay. This is going to be them.
That is some awesome vigilance. Or cool, I don't know which.
Progeny, 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 progeny.
Okay, she's going to say something like, why do you want me?
They just have their arms outstretched towards you. Fingers trying to grasp at you. Progeny, progeny, progeny.
Yeah, so you go first, and as soon as they like, kind of, I guess they're all moving toward one point, so they'd be kind of filtering together, kind of funneling themselves, right?
Yeah, there's like two of them that were engaged with technically Dara, but then you forced yourself in front of them.
Yeah, Bucker wouldn't have let them get too engaged. He would have kind of kept everyone moving back, I guess.
Well, then I guess they were in short, and then you engaged with them.
No, he wouldn't have engaged either. He would have just stepped between. So he's
They
kinda, like,
were.
stood-
Well, it's like they were really close to begin with. That's my problem. It's like when you stepped in, you were on the factory floor, so.
I mean, it doesn't seem like they have violent intentions toward her.
No, that's what Rock is trying to run to Bunker and yell. Like they don't.
Maybe
mean
someone should
harm.
teach them to be a little more friendly.
Then, all right. Rock would like to take the first structured time for the combat, and he will attempt to get the droids to not be so handsy, but not with violence, with a leadership check. So Rock will would like to sort of stop and shout to the droids because he hears them chanting progeny, correct?
Yes. That is, it's so loud it's like reverberating off the chambers of the room.
Excellent. So Rock he'll roll with that. He'll say, yes, your promised progeny has returned. She's willing to answer all of your questions and go where you would like her to go, but no touching.
That's going to be an
Yeah,
impossible
no-
check.
No touchy-feely.
Impossible in the sense that you have to flip and roll, what is it, 6? 6 difficulty die?
Okay.
I think that was it for Across the Glacier, so I'm just going to stick with it. 6 difficulty.
Okay. So I had to flip a light side to be able to make the check?
Yes.
Or okay.
Which means no flippy for the dice pool.
Okay, yeah. Alright, here it goes. On Nut Bunnies.
They just keep marching onward. Progeny, progeny, progeny.
Well,
You get a sense that they are quite limited in their programming.
Yeah. The part that makes them may be damaged or just not awoken yet. But Rock will still shout to Bunker not to harm them. They're not going to hurt her.
Hmm.
You don't know that for certain. I mean,
Yeah, that's what Bunker would say. It's kind of what his
forge.
that's what his internal limited logic track is taking him through. Like, you can't prove that. You don't know that they're not gonna hurt her. And so, I guess with these closest ones, who he's been kind of training his weapon on and backing up, just to make sure they don't stay within arm's reach of anyone. I mean, he'll just fire at them.
All right. Is this going to be the engage difficulty? No defense, no adversary.
Hmm. Okay. Well, they're already engaged then. You would not have used a ranged weapon, so that would be silly. So I figured that they were like all ahead and then started moving toward us. Not that we were among them already when we came in. So in that case, let's see. Okay. We'll just hit him. Give him a little warning whack. Did you see that any defenses?
Nope, nothing.
Okay. So that's just 12 pierce 5.
Okay, you actually knocked down like 3 droids. You notice that they're starting to like clamber over you, and you have to tear them off and slam them onto the ground, and they just shatter, basically. But they're still on you. Progeny, progeny, progeny.
Still another one of us. But what you guys do is up to you. Bunker's just going to keep fending them off until something changes.
I feel like that's the person who tries something at this point.
Okay. Dara will say, show me where to go.
Okay, yeah, when Dara speaks, they all stop. They immediately stop. Those that were climbing on Bunker stop, but they're still on Bunker, so it's kind of awkward. And then all of them point up towards what looks like to be a large door where Rock has seen some of the scrap metal come in, but at the moment it's empty because all the droids have stopped working. They just all stop, look at you, and then point to the door.
Lead the way.
All right. They just keep muttering, progeny, progeny, and then you see they're all clambering off bunker. They're all gathering together in what looks like to be a giant cohesive mass of droids, and they all just start marching towards the door. Jeez, I can't get these guys grouped together for the life of me. But but it's like as they start moving, they're moving to surround you to make sure you come with them. It's kind of something like this.
Bunker's gonna keep his grenade launcher at the ready, with one photoreceptor trained on this massive droids the whole time.
Jeez, I can't move this one. Come on. All right. Anyway, you get the picture. They're kind of moving around you to make sure you can't get away. But yeah, they're just leading you down this hallway, and you come upon what looks like a large storage area with several crates of what looks like to be ingots of the metal they were smelting. And then you see several more droids, all again either old Confederacy models. Yeah, kind of like that. Old Confederacy models and newer models, Astromech protocol droids all over the place, doing what they can to help move this stuff around. And then amidst the crowd you see a tactical droid. Lee immediately recognizes this as the tactical droid from his vision. And he turns and looks at Dara, and his head cocks to the side. He says, "Progeny, at last." And he starts walking towards Dara, with his hand reaching for something in his chest. It looks like a cavity of sorts.
Okay, she'll walk towards it and she'll blast us away.
Alright. The droid procures a lightsaber from its chest, and Dara immediately recognizes it as the same lightsaber from her dream. And he hands it towards you.
Okay, she'll take it.
Alright. Upon taking it, you notice it doesn't look like the lightsabers you've seen the other agents wield. In fact, it kind of... I don't know if she's ever had the chance to touch lightsabers they use, but you can tell it feels lighter. In fact, you don't know exactly why, but you look it over to inspect it, and you see actually that the housing for the crystal has been taken out and has been replaced with a data bank and a holo projector. And when you open it, a hologram projects above the lightsaber, and you see your parents, mother and father, in an embrace, looking a bit panicked but brave, resolved. And they look at you and they say, "Dara, if you are hearing this, then the Force has finally led you to the last object your inheritance. We have been trapped on Megito. Our clones have turned against us, and it was only by a slim chance we were able to reprogram this tactical droid and have it hold on to this until the Force led you here. We do not know what will happen to us, Dara. We do not know where we will be, or if we will even be when the Force finally guides you here to this." And your mother speaks up, and you can see that there is a resolve in her eyes, even though you can also feel there's a trembling in her voice as she, maybe for the first time, doesn't know what's going to happen to her or to you. And she says, "Dara, you need to be strong. I do not know what the Republic has become, but it has become something evil. And I don't know if you will ever see home again, or ever see us again. But I want you to know, as you fight and survive in these dark times, that we love you, and we will always be with you in the Force." And with that, the holo recording ends, the hologram fades, and you see the tactical droid look upon you, and as its head cocks to the side a bit, it says aloud, "Mission complete, relaying deactivation signal." And with that, all of the droids around you suddenly turn off. They go limp. Even the tactical droid itself, its eyes go black, and it falls over.
She kneels on the ground, obviously tears streaming down her face, trying to find the power switch for the droid to turn him back on, if she can.
It looks like, almost as on command, the power core overloaded and fused itself into place. It looks like it finally received the kill code broadcasted from the Confederacy and has sent that out to all of its minions. If there is a death for droids, it has invoked it, basically.
Calculate to happen.
However, if you want to perhaps inspect what remains of it, go ahead and give me a hard mechanics check. I'm going to upgrade that once.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Alright, you actually see that not only has the droid been probably reprogrammed by your parents, but it also has modified itself. And in fact, just at a glance, you see these modifications in all of the droids you can see. It is probably somehow that the droid was given an imperative, perhaps to survive long enough to deliver the lightsaber to you. And in order to complete that mission, it has modified any droid it can find, either previously under its command as part of the Confederacy, or any droid that just happens to have stopped here, maybe as part of any of the smuggling crews, to help maintain both itself and perhaps its surroundings in order to protect itself until it could finally give you its message.
Rock's going to look around. Are any of the droids, any of the newer models, are they the ones that match the description from the Lonely Mun?
Yes. There is the Talon was able to tell you about maybe an astromech he could recognize by the simple markings that Ponon had put on it. And it looks like it suffered the same fate as the rest of the droids. Modified by the tactical unit and shut down when the order was received.
Rock will still collect it, because we should return it. Or return him.
I'll also say that you can find the shipment the Lonely Moon was supposed to send out, although it looks like either its crew has been assimilated and the captain somehow gotten rid of.
I was actually going to say, would it have the coordinates in its memory banks?
It's fried through and through, but
For the shipment. Okay. Well, we found the shipment. How much of
how many crates of the ore are there? Or the refined metal?
there are actually several crates. In fact, you might be more limited by just how many you can fit on the Sunflare than how many are actually here.
Oh, there were some other ships up there that seemed to be locked up. Might look and see if any of them have a layer of dust on them several inches thick.
and stave them together?
I'll point this out. If you want to do this, you are perfectly capable. However, you need to remember that not only would you have to get the ships back online and in your control, you would have to fly the ships out of here, past the blockade, and back to the scrap heap, trash heap.
Good point.
Or
Alright,
could we
so let's
give?
cram as much of this as we can into the Sunflare.
I was going to say, could we not give them the coordinates for the rest of the shipments?
I think this is supposed to be more of a pickup and delivery, not kind of a find and send coordinates.
Yeah, because you're not really saving him any of the effort. We still would have to come here and collect it, which means dealing with the blockade and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say, what is the total encumbrance on the Sunflare?
That's,
encumbrance is silhouette form.
Oh darn, the one thing Jokin didn't put on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I know where I can look to find the
Yeah,
Citadel class.
I'm already on the page, actually. It's 95.
Alright.
95 encumbrance pass.
I'll say each crate is going to be... Let's see, it was... It's going to be about 5 encumbrance apiece, and you do have stuff on there that is already taking up encumbrance. So you could probably take on 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, about... I'd say 70 encumbrance worth of crates, which would be 14.
Nice. All right, Bunker. Let's start hauling these up.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any repulsor lift things?
No. The droids looked like they had repulsor lifts built in, and so when they shut down, repulsor lifts shut down.
Shut down.
That's fine. You have 2 very capable droids here, each probably very capable of lifting 5 encumbrance worth of junk.
Oh, yeah. Bunker can carry several at a time.
Really?
Yeah. He'll see these things, it just like, in his brain, having received the order. They all just have, like, price tags over them. He's just picking them all up. Starting to take them in.
What is Bunker's current encumbrance threshold?
Without load-bearing gear, it's at 16. With it, it would be at 22.
He has load-bearing gear?
I mean, if he wanted to have it, he could, but he doesn't always have it on. Pretty much only in, like, combat situations he'll have it on.
Okay, after you deposit the first group, like, how many could you carry in one trip? Just out of curiosity.
Easily, Bunker could carry... Comfortably, he'd carry 3. But
Okay.
he could carry up to 4.
So Bunker's carrying 3. How many could Rock carry in one go? Without getting over encumbered?
If he carries 1, it would put him at over encumbered. Because it reads me at 11 out of 12, but I think it's reading the encumbrance for the armor.
Alright.
Which is his body, so let me take that out. Oh, no, it's not. Huh. That's weird.
What's the encumbrance for your axe?
It is 4.
Well, Derek could probably take that.
Well, after you bring up 7 crates total, basically half your haul, you hear the screeching of ties in the distance. Far enough away that you can be pretty sure that they're not onto you, but close enough that you can probably be sure that there's probably a search sweep going out for you.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Well,
Alright.
wait. Let's see if we can grab any more of those crates.
Alright.
No.
I mean, like, one of us could keep watch and make sure the tie, and if the ties are coming, then to tell everyone else.
Keep watching, let him get closer.
Yeah, leaves with me. Leaves with me, man. Let's just get what we can get.
We got 7. We got. We're good. Let's get out.
Let's see if we can get at least a few more, Bunker. Come on, you guys start the ship, and then we'll run back with the last.
Bunker's just looking between everyone else and Rock, just not sure what to do. He wants to go for the high score, but...
Rock's gonna slap Bunker on the side, so let's get the high score.
Okay. You'll get one more round of that where they get another check. However, if you go ahead and roll me, I'll say a daunting athletics, just pick up the pace, I'll say you're able to do it before they can come by for another sweep. Thus get another chance to roll.
Cool. So, I'll give that daunting athletics. Boosh.
Alright.
Yay.
Okay. I think I get one of those back since I never rolled that. But anyway, yes, you're able to rush up the next 7 crates and stock up the Sunflare nice and tight. And even put
Awesome.
on the droids from the Lonely Moon.
Excellent. Now we can leave.
Yes, and as you pull up, do you just want to go ahead and peel out of here, or is there anything else you want to do?
We could
Peeling
probably
out of here sounds fun.
Get the safety, man.
use that code we were given, if that works on the way
Yes,
out, too.
yes, thank you. I was hoping someone would remember. Yes, you relay the code that Tanan gave you, and you receive the coordinates for the holes in the sensor net. So go ahead and give me a upgrade it twice. And this one was 1 because I'm flipping, and the one because it's natural. A hard piloting check to slip through the hole in the sensor net and be able to slip away.
Or we could, hit hyperspace in Atmo.
Yeah, and kill ourselves.
Ooh, yeah, blow us up, yeah.
There's a thing called shear forces, and that is something you probably don't want to put the Sunfire through. You can also do the co-piloting on this to try and get rid of the upgrades. Just so Lee can do something if he wants to.
Okay.
I guess now that you're in space, you don't need that.
Okay, so you said a hard upgraded.
Well, it's
Is they going
if
to-
Lee's going to do his co-piloting, it's first an average piloting check for him. Okay, but so that'll give you 2 boosts, but it's going to be 2 red and a purple difficulty.
2 red and a purple. Okay, I'm gonna flip to. Give me a nice 4.
All right. In fact, I'll say for that you don't even have to Yeah, you already charged your course when you... Oh, actually, no, you didn't. You failed that. In fact, that's what started this whole shebang.
Yeah.
I'll give you a boost on the 1 red, 1 purple astrogation to make it back to the scrap heap.
1 red, 1 purple. Right. Back to the list. Okay, 1, 2, that. And I also believe there is an upgrade for the astrogation check from the hyperdrive compensator.
Oh, there is a downgrade. It's just going to be 2 purple. Yeah, that was changed recently.
2 purple, okay. I'm gonna flip. I need to put more skill into my astrogation.
You could also use Pippa.
Oh, yes. Yes, Pippa and a green. So there we go. No, yeah. Okay.
All right.
And that's personal strain.
You pull up into scrap heap. There's still a nice little corridor carved for you after the last triumph you made. Made a nice little hole, gravitational pull and all that. You pull in, and Talon meets you, and in fact, yeah, the merchant meets you too, since he would probably try and get your ship logged so he know when you came back with his stuff, and he starts getting all giddy when he sees all of the metal you brought him. He's like, oh, the plates I can make with this, and he rubs the ingots. It's like, I thought I just wanted the ore. You brought me refined material.
Yeah, we got really lucky.
All right.
Absolutely.
And he
Rock will
starts...
I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Rock's just going to return the droids to Talon and say, I'm sorry. It looks like they were modified and some kill code was used to fry your droids out.
Well, they weren't. He nods a bit solemnly. It's like, they were Panon's droids, but I'm glad you brought them back. Maybe I can perhaps use their chassis at least in something that would contribute to his memory.
And there's something for you as well.
And he looks at you as, really?
Yeah, and she'll go in and get the crystals.
Oh, my shipment! Excellent. This is more than I could have expected. And he looks at the merchant paying you out. And he nods as he fishes out some credit of it. So it's like, the least I can do is make sure that the profit from this journey could be evenly split between all of you. So he will add 900 to the merchant's 9,100 to make sure to lead to an even 10,000 payout.
And there's a tower hiding as well.
So 2,000 for each of you.
Woohoo!
And everyone leaves happy.
Oh, not quite yet. Bunker's gonna raise his hand. He's gonna point at the merchant and say, provide coordinates to Lal.
The merchant looks around a bit and is like, oh, well, everyone knows where Law is he's
Provide
in
exact coordinates.
deck 17, hangar 12. He's turned it into a bit of his own little stronghold, only accepting his own smugglers.
Dara
Bunker's just
heads
gonna
back
look at
into the
everyone
ship.
else.
Yeah,
Dara
Rock's
heads,
gonna
into
help.
Dara heads back into the ship, puts her blasters away, and brings out the oh god, what was it? The
Did you know she
Rivet
has a
gun.
rifle?
absolutely.
And Bunker's already gone. He started moving there immediately.
Rock
All
is
right.
going with Bunker.
You come up.
Goes with the droids.
You
Yeah,
come up.
Dara's gonna say, "Hold on, guys, I'm coming too."
No holding on. Bunker's already gone.
You
He's just
come up
running
to
down hall of
the
space station.
hangar
Jesus.
doors.
Calm down, Bunker. Let me
You
use
come up
second
to the
thought
hangar
before we get there.
doors and you see there's a slit. And as you like pound, pound, pound on the
How large is
door,
the slit?
Large enough for a gun barrel? I think is he wants to know.
Larger than, say, 40 millimeters?
I feel like you're gonna gain some enemies here today, Bunker.
and if they're all dead. Given the
fine.
time, I'm going to perhaps resolve this a bit more abstractly than just a regular structure time encounter, since it looks like you're storming a stronghold here.
I mean, Bunker just wants to... He wanted to find exactly where the guy is and just pump grenades in whatever room he's in.
He's in a pretty big place, but you know what? Yeah, there's enough room in that slit for a grenade launcher. Go ahead and roll me your. I'm going to add 3 setback for the constrained aiming, but I will go ahead and just have you roll against his dealio. It's going to be the range. Oh, it's actually just the range difficulty with his adversary, so it's going to be hard. Actually, what's the range on the grenade launcher?
I mean, medium.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so adversary 2, but I'm going to flip to add another purple.
So, okay, I gotcha.
Nana's gonna at least try and like tap on Bunker's,
Yeah, like Bunker.
like,
This
hey, are you sure you want to do this? There could be innocent people in there. You don't know who's in there. This is not a good idea. This is a very bad idea.
Bunker just kind of tilts back. The barrel of his grenade launcher is like sticking through the slit of the door already.
Bunker, we don't need to just obliterate them all. We can just go in and convince them to be more hospitable and to be more open to sharing the limited jobs and resources that are around for the prosperity of all.
It's going to be pretty hard to let you in when they've already...
First, please. I don't want that much carnage on our hands.
Yeah, let's try to talk to them first before we just blow them to Kingdom Come.
It's going to be pretty hard to talk to them after you've already shoved a grenade launcher barrel into the door.
We can always say it wasn't a grenade launcher barrel. We can say it was something
I think
else.
they know their weapons.
I mean, it can be the threat of violence. Hey, we could have killed you easily. We could have killed each and every one of you very simply. But instead, we'd like you to take this threat to heart. We can come back. We can kill you all. Or you can start
You can
treating
play
us with
nice.
respect.
Would Bunker stand down and let that coercion roll go?
Just looking at you all very confused. He doesn't do anything further. He keeps the grenade launcher in the door, but he's just kind of watching you guys now.
Okay, this is going to be... Oh, it's actually nobody's fool, isn't it? No, actually 5 red. 5 red, but you get 3 boosts for having a grenade launcher barrel stuck in the door.
Okay, well, Nena's stats for coercion, actually, I mean, she's not a scary person at all. So,
Rock can echo the sentiment.
We know where you live.
perhaps
And that's actually something Rock probably would say.
Actually, make it 5 boost then. If Bunker's doing this and Rock is joining in, you've got
Well,
2
if
very
we-
scary droids.
Could somebody else do the role and Nena's, said the word?
That's what Rock's doing. I'm going to use
Perfect.
take 2 strain for 2 ranks of intimidating. Take down. Grade that. Give me 1 second. Someone is calling me.
It's probably Boss Lol.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?
Hello, Uncle.
Oh,
How
jeez,
are
that got
you?
complicated.
Excellent.
Yeah, that was probably for the best, D. I was about to do it
Yeah.
myself since we're live.
Yeah, well, Daryl will also pipe up and say, if we get a call, there'll be a hell of a lot more of us.
We're basically the gangbusters.
Yeah. Daryl has two
If there's
ranks in
something
coercion.
criminal in your
Apologies.
neighborhood.
So I downgraded it twice. I'm going to flip to give me that extra yellow, and
Got the boost from Nana
yes. Oh, I get another one.
and Bunker. Awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, you hear like kind of a garbled coming. It sounds like it's coming from a very fat man in the back. Okay.
And Roxy go, I'm gonna hold you to it. If I hear you're messing with any of the merchants here, we'll be back, and we're going to have more words.
All right.
Instead of words, it's going to be my axe in your skull.
Okay, you hear like a very squeaky Lanik voice try and pipe up, but then you hear a big thud, and then another thud, and he goes, okay then, you have a good day now.
You too. Bye-bye. I'm going to pull the grenade launcher out of the slit. Go, see, Bunker, it wasn't that hard.
You see
Violence isn't always necessary.
everyone that was like, there was probably normal business being conducted outside the hangar, but you could see they were giving the area a wide berth, and as you start to walk away, they start like applauding.
Walker just looks at Rock and Nana, and then he opens like the rotary magazine of his grenade launcher. They were non-lethal grenades.
Oh. Well, and they didn't need to know that, and they don't need to know that, so we're just going to go now.
Nana just shakes her head and pats Bunker on the. Well, she probably can't reach to his back, but pats him.
All right, and I think with that, we have reached the end of the journey.
Man.
So we have a even 2,000 credit payout for everyone for both completing the smuggling mission and for doing the extra bit for Talon and delivering the Lonely Moon shipment. I think that's and of course we have XP. We went on for about 3 hours, so I'll give you the 15 days. But I don't have, obviously since this was improv, I don't have any set bonuses. So just pitch them at me and I'll see what I'll give them out for.
I think maybe +1 for each of our main objectives, right? Like getting to launch shipment, getting some ore, and then finding the lightsaber thing.
Yeah, in fact, I'll say +4. I'll add on the boss lull thing too, since that was kind of a self-directed task.
Yeah.
All right, so 19. Any other ideas?
The grenade launcher through the.
I was going to save that for Murph.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah.
I'll save that for Murph. Because that kind of gets lumped in with the boss law thing.
Yeah.
Navigating the trash heaps thing, debris field.
I'll say
Question mark?
general piloting, yeah, +1, 20. Dara pulled off some sweet moves here and there.
Yep.
Anybody say convincing the boss dude to back off?
That's kind of in the +4, because one of the objectives was basically getting Boss Law
Yeah.
to stop, either by
Okay.
killing him or otherwise.
Yeah.
So, this was an improv mission. A lot of it was both me and you flying by the seat of our pants. I think I'll cap it at 20. But let's go ahead and move on to Merp.
Wait, what about +1? Maybe it's just the last bit of lobbying for utilizing Zon Consortium contacts.
Yes, yeah, that was good of you to I was hoping someone would be able to recall enough of what we've done that would be able to do a callback. So yeah, 21. I'll encourage that. But I think I will cap it there at 21. So let's go ahead and put out votes for MERP.
Bunker for the grenade launcher bit.
Yeah, definitely. And Rock doing the axe slide down the wall.
All right, that's 2 nominations. I'll put out my GM nomination for D, since
Yeah.
a lot of this mission was essentially driven by her obligation. So let's go ahead and vote. Which do you think is deserving of the most important role player award?
I don't know. Probably Rock.
So Dara, is it Bunker or Rock? Not sure.
Oh,
Or
that's
both.
not fair. I'll go for
Well,
Rock.
I think for either, for whoever you vote for, it still makes a tie between you and them.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wait,
it depends on it depends on who you want to face off against.
Well, she said Rock, so I'll withdraw myself from MERP so Dara gets it, because this was a mission focused around her obligation, and she worked the RP magic pretty well. She
All right.
really did a good job leading the mission as well. Yeah.
All right then. Sounds like Dara wins MERP unless Bunker wants to change his vote to himself.
Oh,
All right.
I'm gonna change my vote.
I wanted to give you the option, but anyway. All right. So Dara wins MERP. Let's
Can't
go.
open the vote changing can of worms.
Let's go ahead and do the MVP. Whoops, brain fart there. So who do you guys think was most deserving and most valuable player?
I'd say Nena. Because, she added loads where it was needed.
I mean, just for Bunker's ability to carry all that shit, because that was like a part of our goal and our payout, I think, and a Bunker on that one.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds like we have 2 nominations then. So let's go ahead and vote.
Oh, darn it.
Bunker, Nana, Bunker. All right. Looks like it's. Oh, whoops! I may have. All right. From 3-2, Bunker wins MVP.
Well done, Ben.
All right. So that leaves us with obligation, and this was mainly centered around Dara's obligation. So D, do you think Dara's family obligation has gone down any from finding this clue about what happened to her parents?
Yes, I think it would.
All right. I'm not a person who really regulates how much obligations go down, so I think that's really up to you. How much you think Dara has let the burden off her a bit.
I'd say a D4.
All right. By all means.
I'll need a D4 for finding their last message, supposedly.
Yeah.
Alright, then what would you think?
I'd say probably a D10 if you like, because I mean, this is your inheritance. This is the legacy they left for you. I mean, this is huge.
Okay, here we go then.
Okay, I'm not one to regulate, but I'll add 5 to that. The dice roller hates people sometimes, but I won't let it do that to you. You went to a planet and found a lightsaber with the last message your parents had for you. I'm not going to let it go down by just one. Random chance be damned.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, run, yeah.
So anyone listening, you're right. I'm a hypocrite. I don't care. I'm not going to have just that go down by one. All right. And with that, I'll go ahead and call a close to this unscripted mission of Shadow of the Broker 111. Man, 111 of these. Madness Unleashed. Thank you for listening, and thank all of you for playing. Oops, got that backwards, but I don't care. Good night.